This is huge for the New York Knicks as Jalen Brunson has revealed an update on his injured ankle and when he plans to come back to the court for the New York Knicks. What's up, guys? It's your boy Dariel. Before we get into today's video, I want to remind you guys that around 65% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. So whatever you do, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, leave a comment if you guys want to be up to date with the more recent Knicks news, rumors, post-game videos that Chris and I put out. But in last night's game against the Portland Trailblazers, during the telecast, they played an interview that they had with Jalen Brunson talking about his progression with his injured ankle. And if you take a look here, Jalen Brunson goes on to say that he's progressing every day. And in another part of the interview, they go on to ask him if contact is involved. And Jalen Brunson kept it very coy, just talking about that he's progressing every day and that he's moving around a lot better. One of the reporters goes on to ask him about the All-NBA and if he sees himself coming back with at least the last 4 games remaining in the schedule. And that's pretty important because if you guys have been keeping up with the more recent NBA rules, the NBA changed the rules a couple of seasons ago. And if you are going to participate, and if you're going to be selected, I should say, for an All-NBA team, you need to play a minimum of 65 games. And Jalen Brunson right now is at the 61 game mark. And actually, during last night's telecast of the Portland Trailblazers game, I do remember Mike Breen talking about specific minutes that Jalen Brunson has to play in order to qualify for the All-NBA teams, the first team, second team, or third team. I think he has to play between 15 to 20 minutes. And since Jalen Brunson is at the 61 game mark, he's going to have to play the last 4 games of the season in order to qualify for that All-NBA team. Of course, you guys know I have the schedule up right here. And the last 4 games of the season, the first one is April 8th. We're going to be home going up against Boston. And then 2 nights later, we're going to be in Detroit. And then the day right after that, we're going to be home against Cleveland. And then we end the season with an away game, which is technically a home game against Brooklyn. So me personally, I fully expect Jalen Brunson to play at least the last 4 games. Prior to the last 4 games of the season, this video is going to come out on Monday morning. So tomorrow, we're going to be home going up against the Philadelphia 76ers. And then on Wednesday, we're going to be in Cleveland. Saturday, we're going to be in Atlanta. And then Sunday, we're going to be home against the Phoenix Suns. April 1st and April 2nd is a back-to-back. And then we have 2 days of rest. And then April 5th and April 6th is another back-to-back. So I do not expect Jalen Brunson to play in any of those back-to-backs. I fully expect to see Brunson again at least April 8th when we're at home going up against Boston. That way he's going to be able to get his last 4 games in, get 15 to 20 minutes, and be able to qualify for that All-NBA first, second, or third team. Now, something that I've been wondering about, especially with Jalen Brunson being out for these last few weeks, I've been wondering what Coach Tibbs is going to do as far as when Jalen Brunson comes back. Is Coach Tibbs going to revert back to most of the season where Jalen Brunson was pretty much ball dominant and he was running the pick and roll, he was running the pick and pop with Cat, and it really felt like Mikal Bridges was just being inserted into the corner. OG Anunoby, during this Jalen Brunson break, we've seen OG Anunoby's game absolutely blossom. So I'm really wondering if Coach Tibbs is going to revert back to just giving the ball to Jalen Brunson and let him and Cat do pick and roll, pick and pop, and then just figure it out from there. If anything, Coach Tibbs, I really do hope that we get to see Mikal Bridges just being implemented a little bit more into the offense, as well as OG Anunoby. OG Anunoby, I don't think any of us Knicks fans really knew how much of an offensive game OG Anunoby really has. And with this Jalen Brunson break for the last 2 weeks, OG Anunoby has really impressed me, and I keep bringing up the question as far as that third option. Since Jalen Brunson has went out, Mikal Bridges has been the #1 pick as far as going from the third option to the second option. But when Jalen Brunson is back and he's healthy, Mikal Bridges is looked at as that third option. But why isn't OG Anunoby in the conversation? But I feel like I can also put this on Jalen Brunson as well. Not all of it goes on Coach Tibbs' shoulders. With all these games that Jalen Brunson has missed, I do wonder if he's picked up on anything. Watching OG's offensive game just blossom, Mikal Bridges being more aggressive, I do wonder if Jalen Brunson is going to put it upon himself when he comes back for the last 4 games of the season, maybe even in the actual playoffs. I do wonder if Jalen Brunson has seen something within these last, 2.5 weeks, with Mikal Bridges being more aggressive, with OG Anunoby's offensive game blossoming. I do wonder if Jalen Brunson has picked up on anything and he's going to actually encourage Mikal to be aggressive even when he's back in the lineup. Not all of it has to be a Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns pick and pop, pick and roll. Like maybe Jalen Brunson has seen something and he's gonna talk with Mikal Bridges and he's gonna give him a little insight as to like, okay, now I see you do this. Now I'm gonna actually be looking for you on the curl or something. Mikal Bridges, like that, I feel like is something that's really popped out to me. Like Mikal Bridges on a curl, coming off a curl with the ball in his hand, or if he's just coming off the curl looking for a shot. Like I feel like that is the best way to implement Mikal Bridges into the offense. Now that specifically, that could definitely be on Coach Tibbs' shoulders, but Jalen Brunson is going to be very interesting to see how he plays this when he comes back into the lineup. Specifically looking at the last 12 games, which is the amount of games that Jalen Brunson has been out since that rolled ankle against the Los Angeles Lakers. The last 12 games, OG Anunoby has been averaging 23 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 2.5 assists. Mikal Bridges in the last 12 games has been averaging 22 points, 5.2 assists, and 3.6 rebounds in the last 12 games. So with Jalen Brunson being out, you have seen the offense collectively blossom, but you've also seen the offense individually blossom for OG Anunoby, where he's really showing his repertoire as far as putting his butt in the block, as far as creating plays for himself, splitting screens, things that I just did not expect to see from OG Anunoby. But of course, we all know that the team is going to be a collective unit and we're going to be better for the long run if Jalen Brunson is back in the lineup. And if we go back to the last 4 games of the season, none of them is a walk in the park. The first one, April 8th, Boston. I mean, Boston is Boston. I don't really think I need to say anything else. Detroit is on the come up. Detroit is young. They're hungry. They want to prove themselves. Cleveland is the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. We all know what their season is like, what it's looked like the entire season. Brooklyn, they're rebuilding or they're retooling. So Brooklyn it should be a win and it should be a nice little easy game, especially for Jalen Brunson, just to get his touch back and get his feel back for the game, getting minutes. But yeah, those last 4 games, they're not going to be an easy walk in the park. And just looking at the standings, man, right now it's looking like we're going to face the Boston Celtics in the second round. And of course, man, we're going to need Jalen Brunson at his full strength. Should have mentioned earlier in the video, Jalen Brunson said that he's not going to come back until he is 100% healthy, able to play and able to help out his teammates. But before I wrap up the video, man, just looking at the standings and us going up against the Boston Celtics in the second round, oh my God, that's going to be a juggernaut of a matchup. Boston just freestyling right now, just looking at what they have to put out there. Just all the weapons that they have, man. Cats, pick and roll defense. You guys know how I feel about that. Not even just me personally. You guys know just that's kind of his kryptonite, the pick and roll defense. And what do the Boston Celtics do really well? They shoot threes. They shoot threes like their life dependent on it, but they have the players in order to run that type of offense. So that's something we got to keep in mind. OG being able to slow down, not necessarily stop Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum. It's going to be one out of the two, and then Mikal is going to have to guard the other one. But honestly, man, it's just going to be a juggernaut of a matchup, and I also need to slow down because it's not a foregone conclusion that we're going to be able to get past the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round. I know that Damian Lillard went out with that blood clot situation in his right calf, but Giannis is Giannis, and I just put out a video talking about going up against Giannis in the first round. Go check out that video. But Giannis is top 75, a championship player with a championship ring, with championship experience. Like, the Milwaukee Bucks, even though Damian Lillard's out, Giannis is still a behemoth of a player that we have to get by. But I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to keep this video short. And until next time, you guys know the drill. Leave it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about Jalen Brunson's update regarding his ankle injury and what he says as far as when he's going to return back to the court. Leave it in the comments. Leave all that good stuff there. And until next time, you know the drill. You know the vibes. New York or nowhere. Queens get the money. Queens get the money long time, no cash. Even though I'm in LA, I'm hardly home, but I'm always repping. And until next time, I'll check you guys out in the next video. Peace.